Hello and welcome to a video shot in the day. Yes, it is quite unusual for me to shoot videos in the daytime. Usually it's dark out there, and frankly, it does mean the lighting is usually a tad better, because natural light in my room does not exist. Now, today we will be doing an unboxing of this box. I just got this in the post, and it was an interesting lot I picked up. And I guess today we're going to have a look and see what the fuck is up. Again, getting this all in shot is a pain. I guess we'll start by just... And I'd like to point out something else about these kind of parcels. I hate it when people tape here. It just makes it really annoying to get into. Honestly, when I tape boxes, I tend to tape away from that area. Because I mean, the reality is that you can't really open the box. I think you can't really open the box even if it's not taped here, because I mean you just tape it here a couple of times. Fucking babbling aside, let's get into this. I'm gonna move it out of shot, but it's an interesting one, so we're gonna see what the fuck is in it, and that is a fascinating way to shift things. First up, yes, we have a garbage bag, ladies and gentlemen, a garbage bag. You know, let's actually, I'll keep it in shot. Let's just tilt the camera up, and, let's just start pulling shit out of the box, I guess. Also, there's a gold magnet Thomas over there. Alright, so, first one's up is an Annie. It's just pretty much it's a later 2000s, but I do actually quite like getting these in. Thomas sets sell surprisingly well, that is Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle. And they usually name about $30 in good nick, and I mean the Annie's not too bad. Bit of wear on the face, but that's pretty typical. Probably, then I'll think about what I want to do with that one. Let's put it... Sorry, my desk I'm sure is a complete amount of mess. Next up we have a Henrietta. Always nice to have some more Henriettas. I plan to convert one of these actually to an earlier one too. This is a later one. Because I actually have a early... Here it is. An early TOMY chassis lying around. I got no body for it yet. But I wanted to go with a complete set of that, so I guess I'll probably end up converting this with a couple of the many Annie and Clarabelle chassis I have, because I think it's identical. As for the couplings too, these are alright. I'd think about replacing them. But they're not too bad. Next up we have the jet engine. Condition unknown. You know what, let's pull out some batteries. Alright, let's move my laptop. Let's pass some batteries, so we can test some of these too. Now you may go, does that have the top? No is the answer, but I do actually, weirdly, have a spare top. And it does, indeed, work. No tyres, but that's a pretty easy fix. I bought a lot of 160 of them, so that's good for me. All right, next up we'll pull out a train. It's Lady. Not in the best nick. Let's see. Okay, so it's got its battery cover, which is the main thing. Let's just have a quick look. This is broken as hell. Just take that off. Someone's like really badly tried to reapply that. Yeah, Christ. Okay, just hold on. Let me just put that back in properly. Okay. Another thing I'll note while I'm in here. So I actually have two of these. The other one, it wasn't in here. Hold up. Some rusty magnets, but has the gold couplings, no traction tires. But I mainly was in it just for the central piece. I mean, I will say though, prices of ladies. God, they just seem to be getting more expensive. Like I have a lady over there as well. It doesn't have the locking piece though that this one does. Hold up. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this locking piece back in. It doesn't have the locking piece this one does. And I've had them in the past where, I don't know, condition on these tends to... It will not go in. Oh, screw it. I'll sort that out another time, but it should just slip in, really. Hold up. Come on. Nah, it's being stubborn. Either way, it's nice to have that. Let's just rip that wheel off so we can try. Sorry about the poor things. Just want to throw those mags out. Just took out the whole front part. Let's check. So it has a battery in there. It's a bit odd. I don't like people shipping with batteries, but beggars can't be choosers. Well, it did run for a second there. That feels very mushy. Come on. Come on, you ran. It did run for a second there. Come on. Well, that's not really willing to cooperate. Although it did run. So that's interesting. But either way, I bought it more for just the parts it represents. And I think the wheel set's in good working order. So that's nice. But let's move on, because that was way too long on that one. To some ladies' trucks. That one's not in the best nick. I have a proper set of these already, so I'm not too worried, but always nice to get more. All the buffers are intact. There's the other one. That one's in better nick. Again, not bad condition. Can't really complain. What year was that lady, actually, before we continue? The lady is a 06, so it's relatively late. Not bad. Not bad. And we'll have a look at the rest of the characters, because we may get some clues as to when the stuff was sort of bought, I guess. Let me just throw this in there so I don't lose them. Next up we have another truck. Again, pretty generic, but I like getting these because they're good when making sets, because, I mean, you always need the particular truck with a particular face. That's why I don't actually sell many TOMY rolling stock pieces, is because they're always better to sell as part of a set. Like this van. I have a couple of these. I think I have one in really shitty shape, and then there's this one, which is actually very nice for its age. Not bad. I actually quite like that van, you know? It's a very intriguing, very simple, but very cool piece. Our first of a few Clarabelles. I had a lot of Clarabelles. I mean, they're far more common than the Annies, just because they were in more things. Because Annie obviously was connected to Thomas in that talking set. And that talking set, no, we're talking Thomas, I think was very popular in Australia. Because you end up finding like tons and tons of Clarabelles, very few Annies. I think that's why. We have a train. It's a Salty. The new tyres. The gears are still intact though. Let's open her up and have a look. That's not great. That's some very poor damage there. Luckily, I do actually have spare Salty chassis. Let's have a look. Battery in there, which brilliant. Love to see it. Although actually not too much corrosion, so this guy may be a go, as they say. Hey, come on. No, but I think it would work. Granted, the damage to the chassis. I'd probably end up just using the engine. I should also say I paid $90 for this lot, so hoping for some good things. And the trucks are pretty good. At the end of the day, I bought this lot more because of the rolling stock it had. I thought that was pretty good. And I mean, I needed that one particular part for a lady. And it was sort of holding me back from a $70 sale. I would say they've actually tried to do something weird with the couplings on this one, because I realised they cut into the front of his chassis too. Probably a scrap model, just because of those damages. Another truck. Again, I like to see these, and these are in very good nick. I mean, for TOMY trucks, they usually got some fair bit of edge wear, but these are good. Very solid. Next up, we have a paper face Percy. This is a... don't know. It doesn't say. That's pretty much toasted, though. Basically goes straight into my scrap pile. There's not even any paint on the roof. But still, it's interesting. We have a Toby body. No stickers, and it's from 07. I had a lot of Toby bodies. This will just go on the pile. Probably should try and get some stickers for it, but you know, Doesn't really matter because Tobies are pretty common. They're also pretty expensive in Australia. Again, $30 to $40 characters. I don't know why, but they are. We have a Henry Tender. Not in good nick. Is this a 3i? Uncoded. Is it 02? No, so it's no 304. Okay. Not really worth anything. Again, just sort of crap. Next up, we have our... Oh, we have this guy. And this guy I'm curious about. So let's open him up. And it is the correct engine. Yeah, let's go. Alright. That one I was worried about, frankly, because that one was a... I was a bit concerned it wasn't going to be the right engine. And that hurts value, but it's the right engine. Runs. That runs good. You know, I'm happy with that. It needs a service, probably some new tires. But that is 07 and it is in gorgeous shape. That'll go very well with the jet engine. Love to see it. Next up we have Jack. This is a, must be a 07. Pretty much your basic kind of character. I mean, not much to say about Jack. You know, he exists. He's a $10 character at best. But still, it's nice to see him. We have a piece of rolling stock. This is just like, this came with a, like, Henry, I guess. Not really anything to say. Coupling needs replacing, though. What else have we got? Let's move over here for a second, see what we can grab. We have, yeah, the cargo that goes with the jet engine. I have the whole jet engine set here, which is very, very nice. That's about a $75 set. Pair that with the lady, and you've got about $150 just sitting on the table there. And I mean, the rest of that basically means that the rest can just be sort of extra. So we have a Arthur. A Tommy Arthur. You know, weirdly, I don't run into too many Tommy Arthurs. Most of what I deal with are Trackmaster ones. I think I've had 4 in, and they've all been Trackmasters. Again, 2 concerning things about that. Firstly, the screw fell out. Okay, whatever. But, you know, Arthur's one of the easier ones to fix because he uses this design, where the entire terminal is removable, which is very, very nice. Does he work? That would be a... negative. Does not work, but you know, he's one of these types. They're relatively easy to repair, and the wheel set's intact. Nice to see. You know, I don't hate Arthur. He's not a very good seller, but he's a very nice character, and I think he definitely is one of the cooler Tomies. Definitely one of the better lookings. And you know, I'm happy to have a Tomy one finally, at least to work on. Next up we have Dennis, who's in surprisingly decent nick. Another $10 character, and this one's from 08, 07, 06. Okay, but nice to see. He's actually in very good nick, so that's good. We have Bill. Now I think this lot had Bill and Ben. So Bill, this is a coded at all. It would have been. I think the earlier ones have those white faces. They're like the really deep white. Or light white, I should say. There should be a Ben in here. Yeah, there is a Ben as well. And that's like a nice set to have. These are... I think this would be 92s, judging by that code. Or whatever's left of it. But yeah, not bad nick. Buffers are all intact. Condition's not amazing, of course. But you know, I've seen a lot worse, and the couplings are there. Whoever this person was clearly a big Bill and Ben guy, because there's also another set of Bill and Ben. These are take-along ones. Very nice to see. Decent nick. These go for a little bit. And they're relatively early. I mean, these don't have any codes on them. And that tends to denote that they're pre-04. So that's very nice. And they got the embossed names and everything. So these are pretty cool. Definitely love me some early take-alongs. They sort of represent an interesting era. We have a Paperface Edward in shit condition. Coded? Yeah, but the code's worn off. Either way, you know, just sort of some garbage to throw in the pile. A lot, like, again, most of the Yodels in here were actually kind of fucked, so. Diesel 10. This is an 06 Diesel 10, as says the code, as says I. There you are, 06. Not too bad. Not a very intriguing item. I think there's a lot of these on the market, but, you know, actually, I take that back. It is kind of. It's a good looking model, I think. One of the better take-alongs. But, you know, you see so many, and it sort of gets a little bit vapid, I suppose. Here we have, I think this is an 01 or 91 Henrietta. Pretty much fucked, though. No coupling, and, you know, rusted screws, etc. This will just basically go straight on my scrap pile, but still, not bad. We're getting to the bottom of the box now, so we have another paper face, a Thomas. This one's an embossed code, so this is an 89. Wow, okay. I think embossed codes are used on some items. You can see there, it says 9. So 89. Okay. I'm not really going to comment on that again. Pretty fucked. Alright, we're into the bottom of the barrel here. So let's... I'll stand up now. We have a fucking Brio thing. Where are they? So here's the last few characters. We have an Murdoch body, and not bad neck. I have a couple of these now. This one's in probably one of the better neck. I'll probably pair this with a tender. But there's a tender sitting over there. So think about that, because that is very nice. I've thought about selling Murdoch fronts in the past, but I've sort of gone, well, what's the point? Next up we have another kind of character. Diesel 10. I see a few of these, but it's nice to see one with Pinchy intact. You know, a lot of what I see don't have Pinchy. Still alright. About a $25 character. Ah, you bastard. Broken. I do actually have spare body shells though, so swap that out, and this is an 06. That sucks though. I don't like selling items that have busted body shells. It seems like it's just not the right thing to do. Does it work? Do I have a C? I do have a C battery on my desk. Yes, he does. Not very well, but he does. Hold on. Come on, you just moved. I think it helps that someone's clearly taken this apart and not put it back together properly. So we'll just leave that for now. So I think these must have been tampered with or something. Or at least someone's tried to be in that Diesel 10. Which brings us to the final few items. We'll pull out all these, because they're all basically the same thing. Some Annie and Clarabelles. Nice to see a couple of Annies in there. Because obviously, always need me some Annies. These are in better nick than the first one. And they're both later ones. Surprisingly, I had to struggle for a long time finding later Annies. A lot of what I was finding was early stuff, and I could swap it out, but it felt like a waste. But now I seem to be getting some decent stock of older ones, which is newer ones, which is nice. I mean, because I want to try and keep it period correct. And there's Clarabelle that goes with the Steam Along Thomas. Some I see with couplings, some I don't. I'm a bit clueless as to which is right. I think the no coupling's right. But still, it's weird. Next up, we have the Breakdown Crane. Another one I like to have lying around. Goes well with Mavis, so it's alright. I think it would sell well by itself, but again, with Tomys, I like to kind of keep them for their respective sets. Next up, we have a cattle wagon in decent nick, needs new coupling, but always like to see some more cattle wagons. They go well with James's, and at my current rate, I'm gonna need a lot of James's carriages, so it's good to have them. We have a black truck that goes with Salty. This brings us to the final few with them. Remove the box and just look at the bag. Also, there's the rest of them. So let's just tip them out. There's not too many left. So not a ton of exciting things to go, but I'll talk about them anyway. Spencer tender. I always seem to be getting Spencers in, so another tender's not too bad. Need some cleaning. They all do, actually. Emily tender from Uncoded. It's a not bad nick. Blasting cap car. I think I actually need this. I think I have an unproportioned rate. I think I've got more foghorn cars than I do blasting caps. That'll be alright. Or maybe it's the other way. I can't remember. A Scarloey. Very nice nicked take along Scarloey. Well, yeah. Okay, it's a nice 7. Not bad nick too. I think the axles are a bit rusty, but other than that, can't complain about that. We have the other truck, which, you know, I always seem to find the other truck for Salty, so it's nice to have the pair for once. Let's go over there. Another truck. This one is, I think, the same face as one we saw before. Yep. And then the final item, a Thomas. What year? Is this saying 95? 96. Okay, so this is relatively early for the Australian market. Not in terrible nick. So that's it. I guess I'll show you I guess we'll go through the quick highlights and what I think is really quite important in this lot. Obviously we've got Lady. I mean, that's a pretty good piece any day of the week. Jet engine, again, incomplete, but I have the parts, so I'm not too worried. I don't think my part's in the best nick, but it's not terrible. The Thomas. This was the main. This and Lady were the two big things that drew me to the lot. Between them, just move this. Between them and all the rolling stock for Lady, these two may constitute $150 worth of value in the lot. Which, considering I paid $90, that's pretty good. Because the rest of the items are easily at least 100, maybe a little bit more, and some of them are nicer to have. I mean, having some take-along and Erdl, Bill and Ben sets, twin engine sets tend to go pretty well, which, you know, isn't something you really think about, but they do. And I mean, the take-along ones, they seem to be selling very well at the moment. Thomas Training Exchange has sold a fair few. Arthur's not bad. So some of the rolling stock we had here is Arthur's, I believe. But I think I'll leave it at that. So thank you all for watching, and bye for now.